Hi everyone, I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. You know, obviously by me wearing this habit, one of my favorite saints is obviously Saint Francis. And really one of the things that really attracted me to become a friar was to really learn about the virtues in which not only Saint Francis, but the friars in the Franciscan tradition really try to live in their own lives, and how Saint Francis and the friars truly want to become like Jesus. So I thought that one of the things that we could do throughout this Lenten journey, and one of my own personal prayers throughout this Lenten journey, which I'd like to share with you, are some Franciscan virtues which really attracted me to become a friar. And maybe some concrete ways that we can become more like St. Francis and follow in the example of the Franciscan tradition, especially during the season of Lent. So each week I would like to take a look at a different virtue. Today I would like to take a look at the virtue of simplicity. You know, I really love to travel, and one of the things in which really keeps me from traveling frequently is I really like to bring a lot of luggage. I remember when I lived in Italy for a while to study, and for wherever I travel, my suitcase is normally a little bit over the 50 pounds or whatever the size limit is for an airplane or for wherever I may take it. And it really slows me down. I remember when I was in Italy going over the cobblestones and all of these roads from the medieval times, to bring my wheeled suitcase was really difficult. I think that image of bringing a lot of luggage is really something important when we look at the Franciscan virtue of simplicity. St. Francis says, "Holy poverty puts to shame all greed, avarice, and all anxieties of life." I remember when I was carrying that suitcase, it always made me anxious. I had to bring my computer and my iPad and my cell phone and all these things, and I would be worried about putting them down in the airport to go to the, get something to eat or whatever like that, because someone may steal it, or, who can I leave it with? And then, in the, wherever it may be, I always need to keep my eye on it. But when I was, carrying it along, will someone, trip over it or whatever, it was a constant tension within myself to keep safe and to keep with me all of these many things that I was dragging behind me. And I think that's really the core of Franciscan simplicity. That things aren't necessarily bad, but sometimes we can bring a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff in our lives that can really keep us from really enjoying life. I couldn't really enjoy at least those moments of my vacation when I had to drag all of this stuff with me. And St. Francis says very oftentimes we can be greedy. And these things that we have in our lives can make us very anxious. It can ultimately weigh us down. And many of these things can also weigh us down during this Lenten journey. So we ask ourselves, what are those things that are not necessary? I would say that at least 60% of the things that I had in my suitcase I never used in the whole vacation. I bring too much clothes just in case this, just in case that. And maybe this Lenten journey is a call for us to be more simple. To take out those things from our suitcases, take out those things from our lives which are not necessary, which keeps us from giving our heart and our souls to God. How can we live more simply? How can we get rid of those things which we don't need, that just keeps us down? To become more simple. And like St. Francis was able to do, to then devote his whole life over to God and go wherever God led him. Hope that you have a wonderful day. Continue to follow us on YouTube, on all social media. God bless you.